会计所为什么会帮您成为一位制片人？
他在问这个，不是他在问他，他在问你是说你有会计的经验是吧？
那你为什么要想做这动漫？
Very different field.
有一是喜欢那个电影，喜欢电影里面的音乐，尤其是那个动漫电影的音乐，比方说那个《美女与野兽》的那个音乐就很好。
She said that she loved films, especially animation film music, and she really loved the music and she would like to produce the films for animation. The one she loved the most, the Beauty and the Beast.
Welcome to the film industry.
做财务的经验，为什么跟电影经验？刚才说
他是投资人，
就是那个 OK 好的，跟财务没有关系。
Because film industry is very risky as today's standard, you know.
Yeah.
There are a lot of professional investors, but also non-professionals who want to give a shot. People who made some money, we would like to continue. People who haven't, you know, it's kind of risky. So first, welcome, and secondly, be cautious. Anyway, okay. So we have talked a lot about technology, especially in the past few years, social media, Instagram, TikTok. As a full-time mom, actress, producer, and the part of Film Festival, I was overwhelmed. I'm still having challenging and find very frustrated to really use the technology because there's so much going on. I couldn't catch up. So, Anthony, how have the new technologies affect your life, the industry that you've been working on?
You know, that's an excellent question, and it can very much be a stressful one at the same time. On one end, I do want to say that there's various technologies such as drones and automatic stabilizers for tripods have actually come into like handy situations. I'm still learning them bit by bit. And I think one of the many things I will sit there and say is there's nothing wrong with keeping like your classic equipment. Like I still have like my Sony lens camera that I got back in like 2016. That was when and keep in mind I kept it. I still have it. It's still functioning for the most part. But there's nothing wrong. But every now and again I sit there and say to myself, especially like last night, I was browsing through Amazon. I was like, oh snap! There's like a lot of new cameras that are up and about out there. They like shoot in 4K and everything. I was sitting there like, oh, $65 and it comes with this, and this. I'm like, well shoot, I know what I'm doing with my next paycheck. Because I sit there and think to myself, okay, cool. This is something I could definitely use for both my YouTubing experience, definitely for if I go to my next convention, because I have a series called Comments with the Cosplayers. When I go to cons, I love to interview cosplayers and whatnot. Now, know where they're from, know what started their journey, so on and so forth. So, you know, whatever will help enhance that experience for both my content and for like IRL experiences for wherever I'm like out and about and engaging in like, you know, my nerd culture stuff. I feel like that definitely helps out. I think the only reason why I don't like I think the only reason why I don't like try to go out there and explore and branch out with like other new technologies and whatnot is because like, you know, as much as I have a passion for this type of stuff, you know, textbook phrase of starving artist is real for me. It's like, you know, I have the passion, I have the drive for this kind of stuff, but you know, I'm still struggling to make money off of the whole social media thing. So that's the whole key thing. That's why if it's one thing I strongly recommend, it's like when it comes to like a lot of social media influencers, movie producers and everything, it's like, you know, support them wherever you can, especially financially. So it's like, you know, if they have a Cash App in their bio and whatnot, you don't have to do anything and shell them out like $100 every other day of the week or anything. Don't get me wrong, but I've always said this and this alone, and it's actually even been proven by like financial advisors and everything. Like, you know, sit there, for example, I have 13,000 followers on TikTok, right? I don't need all 13,000 of them to give me like $1 to my Cash App. It could just be like 5 or 6 or 6,000 of them. It's somewhere between like $1 and $20, no matter how you do the math. It's like, okay, even if it's just 5,000 or 6,000 people and each one of them gave me $1 or $20, somewhere between that number, that's still a lot of money. That's paying off my bills, paying off my car note, helping me get in my next cosplay, helping me get at the next piece of a new computer, helping me get a new camera, so on and so forth. And I think a lot of us can all agree that in this day, and especially in this economy, I mean, it can be very hard coming out with like new content and new movies all across the world and whatnot, considering how the world is literally trying to like pull themselves out of debt, especially after what happened in the pandemic. Out here in California, because I'm a California native and I live out here in NorCal, I'll never forget going to Silicon Comic Con last year, hosted by Adam Savage of Mythbusters, and it was just like one thing I noticed was like, wow, this is like a big convention, a really big convention. It's always on the news every year, and it's just like, just skeleton crew almost. It's like there's people here, but it's like compared to like 2019 where it was just like a full house and we still had more people showing up and everything, it's just like it wasn't that many people around. I was like, wow, the pandemic really did a number on us, and we're still trying to come back. And even with this one, I'm just happy to be on this panel, and I'm really grateful and honored because it's like my very first panel, and even though it's my 5th convention and whatnot, and even though to most it would seem like, okay, there's hardly any people here and whatnot, and I'm just sitting here like, what you got? But then when I actually looked up what this whole thing was truly about, I was like, okay, so from the way I'm seeing it, it seems like this was really big, just no different from like the other conventions I've attended to, maybe even bigger, but they're just barely coming back from the pandemic. And I think that's like one of the biggest key things. It's like a lot of people are starting to realize, okay, everything's back at zero, reset at zero, and everybody's starting back up again from the ground up. And I feel like a lot of people really do need to understand, like, yeah, this does seem like kind of small and inconvenient and whatnot, but like, remember, the very first Comic-Con that happened in American history started off small like this too. It's the little things you got to start appreciating. So I'm not gonna ever sit there and shame anybody for that.
I think, Ms. Tan, you can briefly, introduce the film festival to our community. That what I learned from you is this film festival has been hosting here in the past, and then you just came back.
Yeah, this is Epic EACG. We developed from zero. We don't know anything about it because I already have 2 other film festivals. Then we saw that we have an industry in the area of like animation, game, comic. I don't have anything on there. And plus, I am gonna have to like produce some animations and gaming. Naturally, in order for us able to have some kind of a foot in there, for any purpose, we have to have something there. Then we started a little one from zero to have a like Epic EACG, and we just have like quite a people showing attendance in 2019. We're okay. We sort of okay. We're on the right track. The pandemic hits, and we never come back. It's like 4 years, and then we come back. And before this, I decided to come back. I kind of like over 2 weeks, I was like very frustrated. Do I just abandon it? Just stop it. I don't need it. I don't have to do it. Or I'm gonna just go back to test what's going on. Then I started, this place is, they managed to, oh, Lynn, you should come back. It doesn't matter, we help you out. Then I said, okay, they still wanted to support us. And then I talked to many of my friends, other people, like Sansan. I said, well, I'm going to be doing this. What are you going to say? Oh, you come, let's just all help out. And then we got another another kind of couple of film producers. They don't know me before. They said, oh, you come over here. I want you to be one of your movie and just come. Then I said, all right, since everybody seems welcome, I am doing it. So that's where we have this one come back. I think yesterday and today so far, I think it's okay. People do come to support and